Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I got another Blazers video for you guys. So we're going to go over these last 4 games that we played, starting with the Atlanta Hawks on the 5th of January. So this game we beat the Hawks, was 110 to 89. And the game before that, when we played the Hawks, we actually lost to them. So it's good to see the Blazers bouncing back and actually beating a team that's not nearly as good as them. In this game, looking at the Blazers side, is scoring pretty even. The starters all got above double digits, good to see. CJ led the way though with 20 points. And even off the bench, we got Pat with 11 and Ed Davis with 12. So it's good to see everybody scoring an even amount, and that's why we were able to score so much on the Hawks and get this W. I mean, that's basically it from that game, so we can just move on to the next game right away. So we played the Spurs 2 days after that game, which we barely beat them at home. It was 111 to 110, the final score. On their side, they had LaMarcus Aldridge, who was a former Blazer, scored 30 on us. That's pretty good for him, but the rest of his team wasn't helping much. I mean, Manu did score 26 off the bench for them, but everyone else wasn't scoring as much. Powell only got 16. Bryn Forbes, never really heard of him, he got 10. But looking at the Blazers side, the scoring is spread out much better, and that's why we were able to win, in my opinion, because we had CJ with 25, Yusuf with 17, Shabazz with 15, and Mo Harkless with 19. And then we had people like Al Farouk, Evan Turner, and Pat Connaughton. They all had 9 points and 8 points, so I mean, everyone is scoring well. Only Ed Davis didn't score in this game, so we just shared the ball and good things happened. So good to see that, beating a good team like the Spurs. Moving on from that game, we played the Oklahoma City Thunder next. They're a pretty good team with Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, and Paul George. But we did pull out a win at their own court, 117 to 106. On our side of the court, CJ scored 27, Shabazz had 21, Yusuf had 20, Al Farouk with 10, Pat Connaughton with 10, and it was pretty good from the team. And keep in mind that in these last 3 games, we didn't have Damian at all. So the fact that we're getting these wins without Damian and against some good teams too, it's good to see that, because we can't depend on one player all the time. And I think the Blazers really figured that out. So it's good to see, because now it's just translating to wins. And then I'm going to look at the Thunder side of the scoring as well. Paul George had 22 for him, along with Russell Westbrook, who nearly got a triple-double, only 1 rebound off for him. And Melo had 19, Steven Adams had 16, and then Raymond Felton with 13. So they had pretty even scoring distribution on their side of the court. But I don't know what went wrong for them, to be honest, because they are a pretty good team with great offensive players. I think they still need to work on their defensive side, though, because they now have Andre Roberson, who's their best defensive player by far, and that probably hurt them against a team like the Blazers, who's really good at scoring. So we were able to get the win on the Thunder there. Great to see that, and that's when we overtook them in the Western Conference, becoming 5th in the West. That's amazing, because we were only like 8th a couple days ago. This little winning streak of ours really got us up there, and we're looking like better contenders now, so it's great to see that from the Blazers. And let's go ahead and go to the last game. This is unfortunately lost, but I can understand that, because we played the Houston Rockets at their own court. Houston Rockets, of course, they're a great team. I think they're 2nd in the West right now. And they have James Harden and Chris Paul, so they're always going to be hard to beat when they have both those guys on the court. Oh, James Harden didn't even play in this game, but Chris Paul had 37 on us. Eric Gordon had 30 as well. Ooh, I'm going to try and say his full name. Clint Ndumba Capella, 13 points from him. Gerald Green with 12. Tariq Black with 13. That's pretty good from them. They had even scoring. And the Rockets are probably the best team in terms of offense in the NBA, because they just know how to score a ton. But when they have James Harden in there, it just gets better and better for them. So that's pretty impressive to see them doing this against the Blazers without James Harden to lead them. And let me just go ahead and look at the Blazers side. Damian was playing for us in this game, and he got us 29. He can come back from injury and just put up these amazing numbers right away. So Damian is just insane. And speaking of Damian, actually, he's behind Lonzo in All-Star voting right now, which I find to be crazy. So we need to be voting for Damian. So if you're watching right now, go ahead and vote for Damian for All-Star. All right, let's stay on track here. Look at the rest of these stats. CJ got 24, Evan Turner with 18, Ed Davis with 11, and Yusuf had 8. So, I mean, the scoring was distributed a little bit, but I mean, in this game, Dame and CJ were carrying again. I guess there's something that happens when Damian's in the lineup. It doesn't really make sense, though, because Damian just gets most of the points, and then I guess the rest of the players don't have as much of a chance to shine. So maybe that's hurting us, but I don't know. I can't really find out why we're losing some of these games. Even if other players are getting suppressed when Damian's playing, it doesn't really matter in this game, because the Rockets are just a great team, and you gotta expect to win out of them from almost every game they play. So good job for the Rockets there, leading the way without James Harden, having Chris Paul score 37 on us. And I'm just going to go ahead and look at the rest of the schedule from here. We're going to be playing the Pelicans, the Timberwolves, Suns, and then I think after the Pacers game, I'll release my next video, but we'll see. It'll be around that range. So Pelicans, that should be an easy game. I don't think Anthony Davis is active, but you never know because he's always on and off with injuries. Timberwolves, that's going to be a tough game. They have a really young core, obviously. They have Jimmy Butler, Andrew Wiggins, Cat, or Karl Anthony Towns, as you know him. So I don't know. It's going to be a tough game there for sure. But you never know. The Blazers can pull out wins against the greatest teams. And then the Suns, that should just be an easy win at home. The Suns are not good. I'm just going to be straight up about that. All they have is Devin Booker and not much else. Maybe Josh Jackson if he's developing well, but that's really it in my opinion. And then the last game should be against the Indiana Pacers, who have Victor Oladipo, and they also have Lance Stevenson, who's been doing good work for them. So I'm going to expect Victor Oladipo to have a great game against us. I don't know about Lance, though. Lance is a little strange in terms of an NBA player. A little goofy in my opinion, but he still has skill, so we'll see what happens with that. And that's about it. I should be able to release a video by Friday, or maybe Saturday. And then from there, we will see what happens. Blazers are 5th in the West. Good to see. And if you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and subscribe. Like it if you want to show your appreciation. Appreciate the views, and I will see you all later.
Dead shot. AK make your head rock. Red dot. Retro Adron dead stop. Lean on rocks. Perkins, Miley, Xanax, rocks. Oxycontin. Take off, I'm your mad dog. Leg lock. The key, I got unlocked the box. What's in that box? Don't tell them they might show the cops.